Hey everybody, Don here from Dragwatt.com with another drawing video, and this time we'll be learning how to draw lightning from Final Fantasy XIII. Be sure to have yourself a pencil, paper, and eraser to prepare for this drawing tutorial, and don't forget to visit the link in the video description for the full tutorial at Dragwatt.com. This tutorial was a request by an artist at Dragwatt.com that goes by the name of Aaron. So let's get on with this lesson. Hope you guys enjoy and have fun. Alright everyone, it's time to get started on this drawing tutorial on lightning. Here I have my foundation, which will help me proportion the body and symmetry of the face. It's best to use a ruler or compass for these lines since they can be tedious to draw on your own. This is my first step. I'm going to fade off my guide so I can draw my future lines more prominent. Like this. Now, Lightning's face is a bit similar to Cloud's face, just a little bit more girlier. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll proceed on to drawing the face shape first before I add any of the essential facials that create Lightning's face accurately. And her face shape is pretty slim, and it's typical to most of the characters in the game, Final Fantasy XIII. Now this is the face shape, and notice how it's rounder near the eye guides, and it turns down to a slimmer position, and it moves onwards into the jawline, more narrow than it is on the cheek line. Alright, so that's going to be the first thing to do. I'm going to go ahead and outline the upper lid for her eyes. She doesn't have much lash to her eyes since she's sort of tomboyish in the game, and angsty as well. I'm going to go on and draw her other upper lid. And I'm going to make a new step, and this is step 3. And this will be the lower lid for Lightning's eyes. It comes down almost like a P. And repeat for the same area here. And add the tear ducts. I'll proceed on to the nose, which is very thin and small. There's not much definition to Lightning's nose. I'll go at her thin brows, which are much lighter than dark brows, which makes it look as if her brows are bald, but they're not. They're like a reddish pink color to match her hair, and they curve upwards to create a more serious stare. I'm gonna go on and move on to her lips, which is very small. They're very slim and not too large like most exaggerated characters. And that's my third step. I'll make step 4, and this will be more detailing to the eyes, adding the iris and pupils, making sure that I keep in tune with the actual outer eye. We'll go ahead and add the whites to the eyes, making sure they're both in the same direction, attached to each other. And I'm going to make step 5, and this is going to be her very choppy hair, which is blowing in the wind. Now her hair is very thin and light, and it has these two protruding mounds that turn into very delicate and wavy spikes of hair, like I'm doing. I'm just making swift, light strokes for her hair, since they're not very thick lining for her hair. And I'm going to add some definition to the scalp by adding very swift and less defined tufts of hair. I'm going to move on and proceed on to the hair that reaches downwards onto her shoulders. like so. Move on to the smaller bangs. And finish off by drawing the last bit. Just like that. So that's how you draw Lightning's hair. And that's step 5. I'm going to make step 6. And this will proceed on to the neck, as well as a collar for her shirt. Or whatever you call that. Or vest or whatever. But then I'm going to move on to the intersection that separates the vest and turns into these weird looking belt buckles. It's a very complex character design, and it also will require a lot of time to create and render. I'm going to add some light defining lines here that will add some spice and definition to the vest sleeves. I'm going to move on to the chest area. The chest isn't huge, so make sure you don't draw that exaggerated like anime characters are. I'm going to make step 7, and this is going to be the detailing on her collar of the vest, as well as a zipper that connects to the intersection of the vest, like so. I'm trying to make the line match the width of its partner, like this. Alright, so that's that. I want to move on to her chest and work on extra detailing on it, like some of the belts and accessories that decorate the character. I'm not sure what these belts or anything are for. I think maybe it's to secure the placement of her sword or something like that. But now I'm working on the straps that I guess hold the sword, and I'm making sure they're even with the right side of her vest. And then I'm going to work on the armor pad that only details her left shoulder. Very similar to Cloud in the Vent Children game, as well as Dirge of Cerberus. And I think she highly resembles Cloud, since she is the main character of Final Fantasy XIII. If anything, she could be Cloud's brother, sister. And that is her left shoulder piece. I'm going to go ahead and make a step 8. And this will be just more detailing on the chest area, maybe her arm that I'll be adding in. And I'm going to work on this buckle here that closes together her vest if she wanted to, as well as her arm. Some definition to the pad on her vest. And go ahead and add the securing waist belt that straps together maybe the sword as well or something. I'm not sure entirely. I haven't really examined the character's design fully. So that's her belt piece, and I'm going to finish her armor over here. And the strange patterns that detail her left armor piece. I'm just taking my time, making sure I get this drawn correctly. Like this. work on her arm. More detailing to the armor. Alright, that's step 8. I want to make a step 9. And this is going to be finishing some of her lower part of the body, as well as the belts that detail her coat. Start working on these belts, working on the middle section first, and then the containing belt buckle. Very complex design for belts, or locks, buckles. And sectioned off in very intricate pieces. I make this design very complex. And finish off with the top one here. I'm going to work on some detailing of her waist belt. Some wrinkles in the shirt to show that the shirt is actually squeezing the cloth, which is very logical. So it's good to have some kind of detail and logic in your drawings, so they look more interesting and believable. Alright, I'm going to go ahead, hide my guidelines, and I have myself a pretty cool looking lightning from Final Fantasy XIII. Clean up your lines, color it, show it to your friends, and you should have a good result such as this. Be sure to check out DragonWart.com for the latest drawing tutorials, updated daily, and DragonWart Official for the latest drawing videos. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and be sure to stay tuned for the latest. Thanks for watching, and have fun.